would you like to introduce yourself?
No, you're the host. You introduce me.
Save this on my Patreon.
Yeah, you've got one job, James. Come on. Right, I'll introduce you. I'll make it fair. You're James Berridge, and you've been in a bunch of my videos, including the Pokemon Showdowns, and you did most of the actual editing on that Microsoft video that I get all the credit for. Well, credit. It annoyed most people, but the couple of people that like it, I get the credit for. And what else? You're in LesmoCast, but that doesn't count anymore.
Oh, I miss LesmoCast. Yeah, generally, I've just been like...
And you played NCIS with me.
I did play NCIS. I tried to forget that.
Yeah, that's not paying your dues, and nothing is. Yeah, people should send you money as well, but that's who you are. Okay, and also, you have your own YouTube channel where you make animations and reviews and stuff. JJTNG.
That is my YouTube. Oh yes, right. Yeah. And you are Matthew Leslie, who are AKA LesmoVids, AKA LesmoCon.
Yeah, it was never intended that I would go by those names. I was just kind of like, yeah, everyone's show has like a word. You know, it's just like Jontron, and it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's kind of his name, but it's also kind of just like this meaningless, abstract word that you can just attach to things if people know what it is. Whereas kind of my show and myself have no real identity. So it just says Lesmo on things, and people are like, what is that? And they just call me Lesmo. But that was never the intention.
Okay, Lesmo.
Oh, come on, dude. Come on. Come on, dude.
So you are generally interested in games, along with other things?
Yeah, and other things. It's not...
I don't want to pigeonhole you.
Don't make me out to be like a games journalist. I have other interests.
I'm so sorry. No, but I mean, generally speaking, people who would want to follow you, will be after your gaming expertise and knowledge.
Expertise, yeah, you're right, pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, that is true. You are interested in other things as well, as I know. I mean, you have an interest in movies and other things.
Yeah, games are better though. You know what I mean?
You could just have David Cage, and then you don't even need both.
Yeah. I mean, like he's successfully combined games and movies together. We don't need either medium anymore. We just David Cage. Just like, did you go to the arcade theater and see play the new David Cage?
And you said you didn't want to be pigeonholed as a games journalist.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all the information you need.
Yeah.
So along with like reviews, you also do like Let's Play type videos. I wouldn't say necessarily.
They're not Let's Plays. I mean, you're talking about Nathan Ruins here, which I do with our mutual friend, and sometimes you. I mean, like I do with our mutual friend Nathan, and sometimes you're also there as kind of a moderator.
Nathan's quite important, hence the title.
Yeah, like so things like the reason it's called Nathan Ruins, and I don't put myself in any of the thumbnails because it's like Nathan is like the main compartment of it. Like if I like get sick or die or anything, like someone else could probably just keep going. And as long as Nathan is like the main attraction, it'll probably still work.
Yeah, Nathan's pretty cool.
No, he's not.
Well, I mean, why would you say Nathan Ruins is successful? Give me the quick pitch.
We've done 4 videos, and one of them has got more than 1,000 views. But people are enjoying it. If people actually watched it, maybe it would be successful. But you could probably say that about a lot of things. Right,
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's good too. Right, there's kind of like 2 main factors for like why Nathan Ruins is a thing. Well, basically, how I got the idea. It's got first of all, like games have like a big issue, and this is like the subtext. This is the real talk compartment of it. Games have like a real issue with kind of accessibility. Like people, there's like a huge amount of people who play games who've like played games since they were 5 years old, that they had a Nintendo or whatever, and especially PC gamers, like they're just kind of used to tons of stuff that people aren't other. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to take someone like Nathan, who is kind of sort of familiar with games but not really, and has like no problem solving skills whatsoever, and that's real. Like I mean, we've already had like probably about a dozen people who are convinced he's a character. He's not a character. That's why I got the idea for the show. It's just to represent Nathan as he truly is, with kind of editing to make him a little bit funnier than he actually is, because he's just kind of infuriating in real life. So basically, like things like Nathan would just kind of like be confused by basically everything. And on the show, and this is why his mum doesn't like the show, because she thinks I'm bullying him a lot, but I am kind of a dick on purpose to kind of make Nathan look like the good guy. It's just like, we take so much of this for granted, and just like, look what happens when someone new comes in. There's a lot of like people who are anti-casual games and anti-new. There's a lot of like kind of like gatekeeping in gaming like that. So I just kind of want to like partly show like what it's like to just come into games where you just don't know anything. And I'm just kind of like, and I just kind of yell at him and try and make it funny because he's
so you represent.
Yeah, he does have like his own special brand of ignorance as well, which kind of makes us both sympathetic in a way.
Yeah, well, I think you represent more the kind of traditional. At least your portrayal in the show represents the sort of traditional gamer.
Oh, I mean, I
has no patience and kind of expects everyone to understand exactly what to do.
I'm probably more like that in real life. Just like Nathan, I'd just like say, right, Nathan, we're doing Halo next week. Can you just install this? And then a day later, he'll message me back like, "Oh, my brain hurts." I'm like, Nathan, can you just do it? Just for once, can you just do it? Like, please. I don't know how to explain to you how to like install Splinter Cell. You just click on a button and it does it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the key point is that you are legitimately angry with Nathan, but you do like Nathan.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, obviously, we do understand that we're in a recording and we're doing a show, and I don't know. Nathan is playing it up a little bit. Sometimes he's playing it up to deliberately ruin the show, which is, I guess,
that's always been his goal with his own channel as well. So.
Yeah, it's like kind of a meta commentary on the entire point. Like Nathan is given up on ruining the games. Is trying to ruin the very concept of the show. Yeah. But and also the other thing, like, people can look up this video if they're interested in Nathan. Where like he did a video on his, I don't know if you've seen it, like, on his backup channel, which is the Daily Crom 2. So if you put in the Daily Crom 2 as a number or one word, you can just kind of find this. He did like a 2-part Let's Play of San Andreas. And it was kind of half unwatchable and half brilliant. But just like he would just like be playing the things, and he's playing it with a keyboard on the PC version. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, he told us the reason he played it is because we yelled at him for like an hour because he had never beaten the first mission in San Andreas, which is the one where you just have to ride a bike for 2 minutes and then you've done it. He's never been able to figure it out. And I just kind of watched that. First of all, he gets past the first mission, and that's like a genuine moment of just like glee and triumph for him. And like the rest of it, he's just like. It's just amazing watching him. And I know it's real because, again, you know, we've known him for 3 years now, ever since he lived in your house for free for about 6 months. And, like, you're just watching it, and he'll just, like, say things. And it's like he's not talking. Like, things will happen, and then he'll say things, and then he doesn't quite understand the thing he's just said. And then he'll react to the thing that he just said, like someone else had said it. And he's, like, confused by it's like this running dialogue of just, like, him constantly forgetting what he said and reacting to situation. It's kind of like a free-form jazz version of Let's Plays. If we can take that and I can kind of like fill in the gaps by asking him questions by what he's talking about and what he's thinking, and kind of edit together into a better package, maybe it'd be a good show. And you know, we're getting there. I think it's all right at the moment.
I enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah, new episodes every Friday. Give us, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we're doing this Patreon. Well, the main reason I should point out is just the fact that I'm incredibly financially unstable. And as you can see, if you look around this room, you know, like, I mean,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing all right, but this isn't like a professional operation. Like, you know, I can't afford food most months, which is why I'm so slender.
You should make a video game about that.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, like right now, as we're recording this, the Steam have their week-long like autumn/Black Friday sale on, and like a bunch of the games that would be great for the show are like £2, but I genuinely can't afford to buy them because I have to buy myself a copy, and Nathan's even poorer than I am, so he's not going to buy his own copy, so I have to buy him a copy. I don't have £6 to buy 2 copies of Portal 2, even though that video would be amazing if we ever did it. So, like, if that would be one of the things that Patreon money would go towards if we got any.
I think, yeah, generally, like, games, along with presumably improving, assuming, considering, like, if you get enough, you would improve your equipment you use for them as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah. But the kind of, like, the main thing is, like right now, like, let's take a video I've done, like, the Road to WrestleMania video, which was a proper, like, review/feature. Wait, they're not really reviews, but what can you really call them? It was like that video was 15 minutes long, and it was probably about 40 to 50 hours of work. And if you figure out like how many views it got and what people get from advertising these days, which is not much, which is why people are probably sick of, like, if you're wondering just in general why so many people are like going to Patreon and selling merch and stuff like that, it's not like greed. It's like they have to do that or they genuinely cannot pay their bills. It's the only way to sustain yourself. Even if you get like 300,000 views. Like, I mean, like, even if you get like a Jontron, like, whose all his videos get a million views, he does like one a month, and sometimes not even that. Like, you can't rely on that for like a stable income, especially if you want to put a lot of that money into the show. And now he has like a proper studio and things like that.
Well, yeah, Jontron obviously is doing that quite a lot.
Yeah, So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Road to WrestleMania video. Like that was like 40 to 50 hours of work, and if you figure out what I got paid for it, that works out as like 4p an hour. It's just not a stable living wage. I mean, I got paid essentially nothing for it, but it's just kind of like at the moment I'm just making it. I'm just like, well, I hope people like this. Whereas like if I had some kind of stability of income from any other source, it's just like, hey, I can work on this and not worry about whether I can pay the rent this month because I eat. You know, even if this isn't like a smash hit, like the people who like my stuff will probably enjoy it, and I don't have to worry about my life falling apart because I worked on this one video that didn't work. You know, that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think. What else can we talk about?
Yeah. Was that 2 questions you had prepared?
No. Well, it's just like we generally you've answered more of them because I mean I've got
You're saying I'm charismatic, but I'm worth investing in as a performer.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, I guess really, what would you say? I mean, obviously this is a hard question to answer, but why would you say what makes your content special, or what makes your content worth watching? Would you say?
That's a really hard question. Well, I guess I can say like one thing about it is that kind of like no one else could make it how it is, which is not a compliment.
It's very unique.
It's unique. It's like just kind of like sometimes I look at my channel, especially since I tidied it up because I took all like the Grumps fan stuff of it to make it like look like a real channel now. And sometimes I look at it, I'm just like, what is this? What is this? Like, someone looking at this channel first, like, what is this? Like, sometimes like there's like really silly, like kind of almost sketch comedy like reviews, like the 3D Pets video, and sometimes there's like real reviews, and sometimes it's like kind of like in-depth crit, like the Smash Bandicoot.
All battle Smash Bandicoot.
all battle all stars Smash Bandicoot video. Like the Crash Bandicoot video or the Spanto Warrior videos, which are like kind of like real in-depth crit and like kind of go beyond the review. It's just like, what is this? But the other time I kind of like that because it's like I have problems with my identity like in real life where I don't really know like what I want to do or what I'm good at or what I should strive for. So when I look at my channel, it's just kind of like all these different like sides of me. And then there's like stuff like the Pokemon Showdown videos, which is like full on like irredeemable, just nonsense, just trash of my video, which is just fun to do. I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this. This channel kind of reflects me in the sense that it reflects nothing.
As you say, you've got a lot of different like types of content on your channel. Like, where would you see yourself? Like, would you see yourself developing what you've already done, or like continuing to kind of expand out into areas? Like, for example, you used to do like normal live action kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
like jokey kind of stuff like that, which I rather enjoy.
The reason why I don't do live action stuff, as you can see from like the setup and how I'm just kind of like lazily just kind of sitting in a chair, staring straight in the middle of the screen. You can see like my mic just slightly in the frame. Like, I don't have a good setup here, and I don't have a good camera. And more importantly, I do literally everything apart from like, recordings. But like in terms of like editing and filming and that stuff, I do all of it by myself. Like I don't have someone else here to film stuff for me. Like which is why all the live action stuff I do is like one shot. Which is why I've already started doing it recently, because like, I know I can't do it very well. And also I look like this, which is kind of an issue, but I figured I should probably start doing it. What's the question? I forgot. Right. Again, it's to add stability to what I'm already doing, where like, I know that people appreciate this enough where they're willing to give me money so I can keep doing it without like worrying about not paying the rent. Because it's like the thing is like a video I've wanted to do for a while is I want to do like a real kind of, it'd be like a realish, as like all my videos have like a sense of humor in them, even if they're not like supposed to be funny. But let's just say for safety that none of them are supposed to be funny. But like they're not straight faced normally is what I'm trying to say. But, like, I was thinking of like doing like a video I wanted to do for a while. It's like a crit of DuckTales Remastered. And it'd be like talking about how it doesn't work as a remastered in its own right, but also it'd be like a commentary on kind of like remasters and HD remakes in general. And I think that's a really good video to do, which has like kind of more to say than just kind of picking on a game that I don't like. But the thing is, like, I haven't done that, even though I really want to, because I'm so worried. It's like there's no stability in anything I do right now, so I can't really take a risk like that. Because a lot of people really like that game, and that video, assuming that it gets any traction at all, will probably annoy a lot of people. I don't want to risk like alienating people with this kind of risky video that a lot of people probably won't like because it's kind of a game that's generally liked. It's just kind of stuff like that. Well, I just can't take risks. So I just like, well, I'll just make this video about wrestling games, which I wanted to do anyway. But it's just like, you know, I'm just kind of making fun of some old wrestling games, and no one will really mind because it's not really like nasty or anything. Well, none of my videos are supposed to be nasty, but you know, it's not going to annoy anyone either way.
No, well, I think like something that I would say about your channel is like you always tend to try and present like as detailed an argument as you can for your point. So like even if people, I mean, obviously you're always going to get people who are going to disagree, but you know, you do tend to think of it from the other person's side.
Yeah, because that was like the
based around a fair, you know, view of it.
Yeah, that was like the entire point of like the Sonic R review, because I was just like, this game just gets destroyed. Like, it's always on like the worst Sonic games of all time. There's just kind of its own list now. It's like everyone hates this game, everyone picks it apart, and like, but then there's like this weird group of people who kind of like it for some reason, and I'm in that group, even though I think it's like a bad game from every angle you look at. And I was just kind of looking like it was all about like engaging with games in earnest, and just kind of like, but like, what's the value here, and why does it? Like, what is it trying to do? What does it actually do? What does it mean to certain people? Like, what's the value in it, and why does it doesn't work, and why doesn't sentence structure work either? And it's just kind of like, I think that's the difference between me and a lot of people on YouTube. Even though it's starting to change now, since we've got away from kind of like the angry gamer thing is starting to go away a little bit, and that's what I kind of try and do with games. Where it's like, let's talk about this game a little bit. Even like Wild Woody, which is a game that I couldn't stand and was like a genuinely miserable experience playing it. I kind of like try and tie in this extra point about like how like corporate cynicism doesn't work. Like, you can't just make anything and slap it on a kid's game and it just works. So there the video kind of has a point outside of me just going, this game is pencil. Who made this? The team who made Totem Ball, you know, stuff like that. It's just like, because I'm not really sure what the videos are supposed to be yet, but I do know that like no swearing, like no like this game sucks lines, nothing like that. No like this is dumb lines, you know, just basically everything I say has to like kind of say something, and eventually I'll get to a point, hopefully.
Oh yes.
But as you can tell from my answer to whatever that question was, like, I kind of need a script, and I need to rewrite things to make a coherent point. But I am getting better at it, I think.
So, like, where would you see, like, because obviously we've talked about like the things that are, I mean, obviously everything has a sort of cost to it, but along with like the physical things that you can do to like improvements of tech, like kit or you know, obviously scripts and other things, would you be moving towards like learning new pieces of software to help your videos and that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, I do already have Adobe After Effects, and that's kind of like my main thing. I'm dying here. That's kind of like the next thing I'm going to try to learn. But you know, I already have Vegas. I have like a proper, like, as you can see, I have a popper stopper. So you know, yeah, $4.99 on Amazon that was. So this is the kind of thing your money can go towards. But yeah, it's all about like stability. Where it's like, if I know that I'm going to be okay, I can kind of take a little bit longer on some videos. Where right now it's like, okay, like I'm working on this video. I'm working on a Star Wars video right now. I'm like, okay, like, I have to get this done. Like, it just has to be done so I can work on other things. Because I need to have like other stuff. I can't just work on this. Where it's like, if I have a little bit of stability, like, it's not so much like, I'm not under the impression that I could ever get like $1,000 of Patreon. Like, I know that's not going to happen. So I'm not thinking of like, if you donate like $800, I can buy an Xbox One and review some like that. I'm not under any impression that's going to happen. Basically, you're just kind of giving me a tiny income so I can continue to, you know, literally stay alive while I do the work that I've been doing. But then I can take it more seriously because it's like a genuine endeavor then. Whereas right now it's kind of a hobby that I'm kind of overcommitted to.
Okay. And obviously, like, on the subject of Patreon, like, what kind of things would your backers, like, what kind of things would you be trying to give them for backing you?
Videos. There's something like as we're talking, I haven't actually set up the page yet. This is going to be edited for a trailer later. With that line won't be in the trailer, so if you're watching the full version of this, that's a little Easter egg for you. But right now, bro, I'm basically just going to have like the $1 tier, because basically I'm just saying like, basically like, if you like my stuff and you want me to keep doing it, just throw me some money. Yeah, like I don't want to put people in. I don't like gamify. You know, I don't want to pressure people. Like, give me $20 and I'll send you a shirt. Like, I can't do stuff like that. So I just want to say, like, if you like my work, just give me $1, and that means the world to me. And there's no like pressure to give me any money, but especially not like a higher amount of money. Like, because I was listening to an interview with the comedian Stuart Lee like a week ago, and he was talking about how it can like totally work if you're just small time. And I was thinking just like if 10,000 people on average watch my reviews, which is already like a ridiculous goal right now because they only get like 2,000 or 3,000 if I'm lucky. But to just say like if 10,000 people watch my videos every time, and like it never went higher than that, it was just that kind of low tier on YouTube, and like 1 in 10 of them sent me $1 a month. That'd be fine. That'd be fine. Like I mean, that's not like a great. That's still like below minimum wage in this country. But I'd be like, yeah, I would be fine. I could just work on stuff, and I wouldn't be at risk, and I could just make good stuff, and everyone would be happy. You know what I
mean? What else do we need to cover here?
We're putting this in the trailer. You just kind of said, just like, his answers are so brilliant. He's ruined all of my follow-up questions.
Well, I did kind of split it into separate bits, so you have covered a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I'll put you even more on the spot. What do you like about my videos, James Berridge? Not the ones you're in.
I do like myself though.
Yeah, I mean, you do improve all the ones you're in, especially when you're editing them.
I like the fact that your videos are kind of revel in the sort of simplicity of themselves, because like a lot of the videos feel very personal, whereas like a lot of people are clearly trying to get like a larger audience all the time.
Yeah, that's another one of my rules.
Like,
well, we cut out a little bit there. So what are you saying? I cut you off without realizing I was cutting you off.
Just that a lot of people, like try and make videos which are trying to broaden the audience all the time, rather than trying to, like possibly risk alienating someone potentially based on like a joke you've made or something.
Yeah. I mean, no one of my rules is like no like storylines. Nothing like there's not ever going to be like a soap opera canon in between reviews. They're all kind of their own self-contained thing. It's just like, let's take a look at this from whatever angle makes the most sense. Because it's like kind of like, so I've been thinking about like the difference between kind of reviews that are already on the internet and we've already mentioned it, but like John Tron's like Titanic film review that he did like a month ago. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's a good video. I enjoyed it. It's really entertaining. But when I like watched it a second time, I was kind of like thinking of it as someone who makes videos myself. I was thinking like, apart from the opening and the ending, like every joke in that review, you could like put them in a different order and it wouldn't make any difference. Like, it's just like, here's a clip that could be from any point in the movie, because he's not giving like the work like its own like personality. It's just like, here's a clip that could be from any point in the movie or like a different movie and you wouldn't notice, and here's a reaction to it. And that's fine and funny and stuff. I like it. I realize that I don't really like writing stuff like that, and I'm kind of trying to move away from that. Whereas like a video that I probably like, and we're talking exclusively like online videos. Like obviously I have seen a real movie. Like I do take inspiration from other things, but I'm just talking about people who are in a similar field. But like probably the online video that inspires me the most is kind of Spoonie's Pumpkinhead 2. It's like Pumpkinhead 2: The Revenge or something like that, where it's like this weird like piece, like it's just this weird PC game that no one's ever heard of, and he couldn't find anything about before he reviewed it. He just found it in like a charity shop or something, and he's just like, if it was just a game review, it would just be 4 minutes of him going, look at this Doom clone, I don't know what to do, like who made this, whatever. But he kind of like does this whole like round the houses thing, so it's like he reviews the movies, it like looks at the movies, and then like he does a thing where he has like an intro, it's like, I don't know what this is, and he reviews the movies, and he's like trying to find out more stuff about it. He's trying to find walkthroughs, and he plays the game, and he's like, okay, right, I've watched the movies, I found out everything I could possibly find out about fucking Pumpkinhead. Now let's dive into this game. Oh my god, I still don't know what anything is or what it means. And it just kind of wraps up. It's like, I have nothing to say about this. Like, what is this? And it's like this 20-minute narrative with like a 2-minute game review like buried in it. But by doing that, he made the game like so much more than what it is. Because it's just kind of like this licensed Doom clone that no one's ever heard of. But he made it like this legend, like this weird cultural artifact that he'd found himself. And I'm kind of like really inspired by that.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of...
I just want to make I just want to contribute to the discussion of the games in some way, even if it's just like.
Well, yeah, like in film, people always say like, don't let, or particularly in editing, don't let the actors like dictate the rhythm of the film. Mm-hmm. Like you should cut them around it. And I think games reviews tend to have that the game dictates how it should be critiqued.
Yeah, like some people are still like without consciously thinking about it, I think they're still stuck in like the old like graphics, sound, gameplay, lifespan. Like they're not like consciously thinking that, but that like structure is still in their head when they think of writing a game review. And I'm kind of just like, not about that. Have you frozen? Are you dead? Hello, James Berridge.
Every so often you like break up for me.
Yeah, that's the first time you broke up for me.
Oh no. But yeah, I mean, so why don't you tell me a little bit like about some of your interests, because I know you like wrestling.
I do like wrestling. That turned into like a trilogy of reviews by complete accident. But yeah, I made 3 wrestling reviews. I'm starting to watch more films. Like you said at the start that I like movies, but I kind of don't. I mean, I like them, but like because my mum was a childminder, I always like all the videos that we had were like kind of TV shows. I kind of like short, like straight to DVD or VHS back then movies. Like we had like all the Land Before Times and stuff like that. So I got really used to just kind of watching cartoons and shorter form stuff. So movies were never like a big part of my life when I was a child, and I've kind of like got into more of them as an adult. And as I get into watch more films, I'm watching more Film Crit, which is making my videos better because they're a lot better than Game Crit, generally speaking. So that's a good thing to have. So yeah, just like even though I have no illusions to being funny or being able to do it, I'm very interested in stand-up comedy, especially from like a writing standpoint. Because again, I mentioned Stuart Lee, and he's another kind of big influence to me. They're kind of structuring a work. Whereas like it can kind of be about nothing and still have like this narrative structure in it. But again, I'm not actually. I mean, I talk about all these things that I want my work to be. I'm not actually good at anything yet, which is a big problem. Which is why I want support to keep making the things that I do, so I can get better at them and maybe develop a real skill at some point of my life. That'd be nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, your work, I would say, like, has massively increased since when you first started on it.
Yeah. Like the videos I was doing, like in 2013, like the Lego Island review, which I genuinely regret. Like I think about taking it down like every day because it's such a bad video for a game that deserved. That's a game you can't like screw around with. You've got to like give that its honest due. Like that review and the Sonic 3D one are really bad because I was just kind of in a bad place in my life back then. Like, well, I say like if you're new
sort of time when you to play Sonic 3D.
Yeah. That was also a couple of months after we met Nathan, so that might all be tangibly related. But if you haven't like watched all my reviews, like I consider like the Net Yorosi video, which I made earlier this year, that's like the start of LesmoCon Season 2. If such a thing could exist. Like all the videos after that video and all the ones after it are so much better than what I was doing before. And yeah, I think generally speaking, like even though like you could say about something different about the writing and the structure, but I think like generally speaking, as like productions, they get better every time. Broadly speaking. But maybe, James Berridge, you should ask me about what I'm planning to work on in the future, which donating money to me for this this holiday season would assist me with. Yeah, you can ask me that.
The internet keeps breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Making this hard. Like I'm having to try and work out your answer based on like 3 keywords. No, and we're like, Nathan, review, good, and I'll be like, yes.
Yeah, I should have just asked Nathan to do this. He's a better journalist all round. But I was saying that maybe you should ask me about future projects that I may or may not be thinking about that money would support. You've frozen again. This is horrible. This is awful. I'm so sorry to anyone who might be watching this.
I hope I just imagine you editing together a trailer, including all the cut-up footage.
Yeah, all the cut-up footage. That's not the only thing that's going to be in it. It's just going to be kind of this, like,
static.
Your screaming. Static. But James Berridge, if your internet can hold up for 2 minutes, I was saying maybe you should ask me about my future projects that I'm going to work on that money would support.
Well, I don't know. I guess so.
No, actually ask me.
Okay, Matt Leslie.
Yeah, that's me.
What kind of future projects could people support by giving you money?
Oh, I don't fucking know. All right, okay, right. I mentioned the DuckTales thing, I do have like I don't want to like reveal like my entire list because I might like give up on a lot of them. But I have like a notepad file on my computer which has like 20. I have like 20 ideas for videos at the moment. But the main ones that I'm kind of thinking about for the nearest future is I want to do an our favorite game, PlayStation All Stars. That would be like which again will be kind of tied into corporate cynicism and kind of like fan culture into why that game doesn't work, as opposed to just saying, look at this, it doesn't have Smash Bandicoot in it. So yeah, also I want to do that. I played Sonic Lost Worlds like a week ago for the second time for about 15 minutes, and I was like, oh my god, this will probably be a video at some point. So that's on the maybe list. I already mentioned DuckTales Remastered, which I still want to do, but I would like some stability before I try to do it. But probably like my main project for the first half of 2016 is I want to review the Uncharted games, and I don't mean like a retrospective, like, hey, I played Uncharted 1 in 2008 and it was amazing. Let's see how it holds up today, and just kind of talk about how the graphics aren't as good anymore or something. Like, it's gonna be like an actual like Crash Bandicoot level, Smash Bandicoot level crit of like probably the first game. I'm going to do the first game and then see if there's enough left over to talk about the other two games, because I think Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 3 are really worth talking about, but I don't know if Uncharted 2 will warrant an entire video. But in order to do that, I need to buy the Uncharted Remastered collection, whatever it's called, on PS4, and I genuinely cannot afford to do that right now. Maybe after Christmas I will, but if you support me on Patreon, you'll be helping support me in that kind of things. And also, like I said, it would help me buy like cheap games on Steam that I can play online co-op with Nathan, which would support Nathan Ruins. So basically, to recap, you're supporting me in doing the projects that I want to do. You're kind of giving me more time to work on everything I do, so I don't have to worry about other things so much. And 3, in general, you're just supporting me as a person in my life who doesn't have money and is poor and lives here and doesn't have a lot of options in life right now. So you're just generally keeping me alive to work on what I want to work on. And there you go. That's my Patreon page.
Well, it's definitely worth saying that you, when you say that you will appreciate every dollar you get, obviously if you are buying games for every few dollars you get could be the difference between getting a game for Nathan Ruins and not. Yeah,
generally, because the games that I want to play on Nathan Ruins are a lot of them are $1.99 right now, but I can't afford that. I won't be able to afford food in the third week of January. I was going to say January next month. I could just said next month, but actually still November. I should have said January. But the point is, every dollar helps. Is the point. So $1 is 100% appreciated.
Okay, so to summarize, why should people give you money?
I already answered that 4 times. I can't just
answer it better.
Right, give me money to support the projects I want to do. Give me some stability and help me pay the rent so I'm not homeless. There you go. You'll get more stuff, you'll get better stuff, and I will be happier as a person and not die. So there you go. Is that a good enough answer for you, James Berridge?
Yeah.